Hello, welcome to 2024. Nails over coffee, peoples. How are we on this new year? I hope that everybody doesn't have too much of residual headache from last night. I'm going to give everybody a second to get in here while I pull up the chat closer to me, because trying to see it over there, well, and hitting buttons and stuff. So we're gonna load this up. So come on in, everybody. Welcome. Have a seat. Grab your cup of coffee. I'll show you my cup here in a minute. I thought it was really appropriate today. So yeah, here I got some stuff that I want to talk to y'all about. Well, we'll get into that in a minute, because I just don't want anybody to be doing we just like got done doing the we just got done doing like all this stuff about that particular brand. And how people have to make sure that they are doing appropriate PR work, and they don't. And so that is mute, stop camera. You guys don't need that one. Enter studio. Okay. So yeah. Oh. That's going to be an issue. I don't think I can do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We are definitely not going to be doing that. Okay. So, all right. Well, I guess I get to have do with the comments on the screen. Anyway, welcome everybody. It is New Year's Day 2024. We're going to talk about what I have launching pretty soon. And then we are also going to talk about some other stuff coming up for this year. Okay. So first, though, and it's my Huskies are in a bowl game today for a spot in the national championship next week. So I'm rocking the Husky gear today. Go Dogs. Husky alumni, So today I selected what I believe to be an appropriate cup. I don't know if any of you guys know like personality tests or any of that kind of stuff, or if you care. But Walt Disney, I'm an ENTP, and Walt Disney is also an ENTP. So I think I kind of I get Walt. But so my cup today is Vision, and it's got a picture of the castle with Walt standing in front of it. Let's see if I can get you. There we go. And the cup says, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." So I'm with you today, Walt. All right. So let's talk some numbers real quick. So I've done some research, and you don't have to pay for these research studies. I mean, you can pay for the full report, and it's really helpful if you're thinking about making some big marketing decisions. I probably will pull the full report, at least one of them, before I do a whole lot more with some things I have going on. But we're just starting to get some numbers to date in 2023. So most of the numbers that you're going to find right now are going to be from 2022, which is really good for private organizations because the government tends to be quite a bit behind. So any of like the Bureau of Labor Statistics and IRS and those kind of things, they're really kind of still compiling numbers that are like the first year of COVID. And so we know in the nail salon category that obviously with everything shut down, 2024 was kind of a hot mess. And then 2021 or 2020 was a hot mess. And 2021 was everybody kind of coming back. And then, so 2022 should be some fairly realistic market numbers. And so globally, the nail salon services industry is an $11 billion US industry. And it's growing at what's called an adjusted rate. It's growing at about 5.6% per year. So the consumer, so CPG is the acronym for it, consumer product goods or consumer packaged goods, depending on which industry you're talking about. So the market for consumer products for nail products, okay? In fact, I don't need my thing up to pull this data up, but in 2022 was about, give or take, depending on which organization you talk to, about $20 billion globally. So just the products for nail products is 20 billion. So it's almost twice as much as the salon nail services market globally, right? So I kept a couple of screenshots because I wanted to make sure that I talked about this. Okay, so the global nail care products market, okay, yeah, about 20 billion a year. Of that, 2/3, 67%, is household home use. And 33% is for salon end user. So the consumer market, consumer end user, is twice as big. So it's not even just like it's more, it's twice as big as the salon end user market. Okay. So of that, so we're going to take 20 times 2/3. So if my math skills are kicking right now, that's roughly like 13. So like roughly 13 billion of that 20 billion is home care products. Okay. And of that 20 billion total, 17 billion is nail polish coatings. Now, that does include our, as salon professionals, purchase of UV gel polishes and shellac and those. So it's counted as I feel like my phone is sliding down. Oh, it is. There we go. Hi. So when I say 17 billion is nail polish, it's all coatings. Okay. I didn't order the full report. I think dip products are considered artificial nail services still. but I'm not entirely sure. And so the numbers are going to be kind of ballpark because we know that it's subjective who you ask on what's considered a natural nail service or what's considered an enhancement service. Like we can't even agree on that. So we're talking a lot of money out there. And the reason why there's so much money is because people are buying it. People are buying it. What I thought was really an interesting thing that I was looking at, and this is in 2022, in the global nail salon market share by age group. I thought this was fascinating. Below 18 is like 13%. So when we talk about nail services on younger people, like that's 13% of the market. It's not nothing. So I'll talk about that part of the market in a later broadcast. We talk about old school, right? How that it's the people who've always had their nails done. They've been our clients for 20, 25 years. Some of them are retiring, all that. That above 60 age group is only about 20%. It's not a lot. So if you're still doing things the way you've always been doing them, and you're not planning on retiring yourself anytime soon, again, I'll cover this at a later date, but you're going to have to start rethinking how you're going to market yourself and what your market looks like because, yeah. So next in line, surprisingly to me, at about 28% or so, is the 41 to 60 age group. So that's my age group. Not a lot are actually going into the salon. So the largest market share by a lot, it's a lot, it's like 48%, is the 19 years old to 40 years old age group. And Happy New Year, Kate. And so if you're not marketing to those that age group, then you're missing out on some dollars because 19 to 40 is like half of the global nail salon market by age group. And again, we were talking about that. It's an $11 billion global that's growing at the rate of about 5.5% a year. So the reason why I'm sharing all of that with you is because it plays into this launch and some of the things that I have going on this year. And this is why I want to talk to you guys about it first, because just like I was talking about on the last broadcast with the brand that appeared to be selling to the public, but nobody really knew. And so there was a lot of chatter going on about it, which by the way, I never got any feedback from that company. So, okay. I get it can be a little intimidating maybe. But anyway, so I wanted to make sure that I talked to you guys about this and give you some of the like big picture stuff because I don't want it to run wild. While y'all watching this are probably my fans, and that's great. I have not historically always been the most popular person in the nail industry or in any industry for that matter, because I'm pretty outspoken. And that's not everybody's cup of tea. And I'm cool with that. I'm going to lean into it this year with my personal podcast. So, and it will be unfiltered and uncensored. And so not for the faint of heart. So if you like that kind of thing, tune in when it gets launched. If you don't, then I would just stay away because it's going to be completely just unfiltered. Kate says, you and me both and a few others that we both get along with, right? Right. So here's the thing. So I was running through all those numbers. And so now we're talking about that $20 billion global nail product. And then 2/3 of that is for home end user. Okay. So, we're talking about this 13, 14 billion dollar global industry of people who are doing their nails at home. So the fact of the matter is, we as professionals, and you guys have heard me say this before, right? There is a certain subset of the population that is literally never going to go have their nails done by somebody else. They're just not gonna. They're just not. And those are the people that, as we have these great debates about safety and sanitation and not slathering your skin with uncured product and not cutting your toenails down too deep and all those kind of things that we've said a million times, that like if we could just shout from the rooftops so everybody could hear what we want, like all those people to know, the people who are never going to come see us no matter what we do. And there's the people who, even though they do come see us before vacations and special events and all that kind of stuff, we don't have the kind of time to be in the 2, 3, 4 times a year we see them, to be coaching them through what they really need to be doing in between when they see us. Now, we're going to get some stuff in, right? We're going to be like some product recommendations, and maybe we're going to have some product we sell them or we order for them or whatever. But the vast majority of the time, when they're standing in the nail aisle at their local drugstore or Sephora or Ulta, we're not going to be in their pocket, and they're going to be making those kind of decisions on their own. And then they're going to be going home and they're going to be using those products on their own. And that's a fact. It's a fact. We can like it, not agree with it, disagree with it, whatever. It's a fact. And I'm big on facts. So, hi, Shanna. Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in. So that being said, now that I've outlined all the numbers and I've talked about the market and everything, what I have been working on for about the last year and a half, and I'm getting ready to launch, is a separate sort of entity for me. And it is called the DIY Nail Coach. And the DIY Nail Coach is going to be courses and some, like all those things that we wish they would say in the fashion magazines. And I'm hoping that maybe it gets big enough that I get some attention so I can expand that reach to literally kind of the everyday average household consumer. But just to begin with, my very first video that I'm getting ready to launch is going to be called Salon Perfect Polish at Home. And here's the thing, like, I don't want nail pros to see this and go, oh, of course she is. Of course she is. She's going to totally just go talk to the consumers and just to hell with us. And I'm here to get ahead of that and tell you that that is not at all true. There's just so many products on the market right now that people are using at home, and we're not going to have a salon business in 10 years if people continue to misuse these products the way they're misusing them. So I want to get out ahead of this first. So that's why this was the segment I kind of chose to focus on first. It's the biggest market. It has the biggest opportunity for impact and growth. And I really want to kind of get ahead of this. All of these brands that are being marketed directly to the consumer. We know Young Nails in an effort to kind of try and fight some diversion, said, if you can't beat them, join them, and has started doing a lot of sales to the public, which is great. At least it's a great quality product that people have access to. But now there's, we know Gel-X, Apres Nails, however you say that, is huge. Nail Boo, which was launched by Paris Hilton, is an at-home dip system. It's huge. You can go to any retailer, any online website, and you can buy dual nail forms, poppets for us old folks. You can buy poppets. You can buy these soft gel tips. You can buy builder in a bottle. You can buy liquid and powder and polygel knockoffs and all that. Like, you can buy all of that right now very easily as a consumer. You just can. And so I was at a crossroads of about fighting a losing battle. So I decided that this was the route to go that would affect the most positive change kind of for everybody. So here in about 2 weeks, I'm going to release the first course in the DIY Nail Coach to a network of nail bloggers, and give them, promo codes for their viewers and their followers, and then do a full live broad launch, probably a week or so after that. So by February 1st, I expect to have at least this first course uploaded and out there, and it's going to be called Salon Perfect Polish at Home. Now, it is only going to cover basic nail care, right? The things that we would want all of our clients to know if they're going to do their nails at home. Proper filing, proper cuticle work, proper maintenance, and then basically a procedure of how to get good how to choose polish, those kind of things. And then the actual application of how to get it on nice at home and have it stay that way. And it's going to have some troubleshooting and some do's and don'ts and those kind of things. And then I'm going to be releasing subsequent courses on gel polish application, on home foot maintenance and products, the at-home dip products, the at-home builder in a bottle products with dual forms, at-home UV gel polish, all in the effort to get people to understand what in the hell they're doing, so we can maybe slow down some of this allergy and just bad procedure that's going on. Make no mistake, the very beginning of the very first video, the introductory one that's going to be a part of every single course, is how it is important to have an established relationship with a nail professional. Oh, the mail must be being delivered. Emmy, stop, please. Emmy, stop. Of course, somebody would come to the door at 12:30 when I'm broadcasting on New Year's Day. Emmy, stop. Oh. Anyway, oh my God. Well, I hope they go away soon so she'll stop barking, because I'm not going to the door. Thank you for being patient through that. So every single video course is going to start out with a conversation about how it's important to have an established relationship with a nail professional. I think anybody, and I get that, there's that 15% that are never ever going to go see a nail professional. Well, those are the people that I'm talking to. Emerald, thank you. Enough. Anyway, so I'm going to hope that maybe some of those people start going to get a manicure or a pedicure done once or twice a year to establish a relationship with a nail professional. And I'm hoping that in communicating this, that I'm going to get them to understand what the difference is between going into your corner neighborhood salon and getting a quickie service done versus having an established relationship with a nail professional who knows what's going on. They know what's going on with your particular nails and toes, and that they can make recommendations and those kind of things. So that's going to be like the very first thing that I talk about. But I wanted to tell you guys that because you guys really don't have any reason to buy the course. You know how to do your own salon polish at home. So there's really no reason for you to buy the course. So if you never bought any of the courses, you wouldn't know that that's the very first thing I address. So I wanted to make sure that you guys know, I know, bad puppy, right? I wanted to make sure that you guys know that, hi, Victoria, that's the very first thing. So the DIY nail coach, I mean, yes, obviously I'm hoping to make money doing it. I mean, that's kind of the whole point, right? Is to monetize something. So yes, of course, I'm hoping to make money with it, but I'm also doing it from this angle first because I want that information out there in the industry. I want people to be educated consumers. I don't want us, for that person who's done their nails at home for that 19 to 40 age group, they've done their nails at home all these years and now they're going to go into a salon, but we can't put our stuff on them because they've given themselves an allergy from improperly using a product that nobody taught them how to use in the first place. And let me tell you, there is a million, conservatively, social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, videos, shorts, reels, and pictures out there of people giving terrible information to consumers. And so I'm hoping, like I said, to kind of jump in there and be able to kind of jump up and down and go, hi, me over here, nail industry veteran. Hey, you are going to want to listen to me. So I'm hoping that as I go through this, that that it actually ends up in the long run benefiting everyone, including salon professionals, because I'm hoping that some of those people who don't know the difference. I mean, how many times do we get asked that? If you are not a discount salon, if you are a licensed professional marketing yourself, how many times do you get asked, oh my gosh, I can go down the street and get nails for $20. Like, why are you 65? We hear it all the time, right? And so I'm hoping that by the time the people who pay for these courses follow the free stuff that I'm going to put out there, I'm hoping that those people then at least have the answer to that question. What is the difference? What is the difference between going to a salon that will charge you $12 for a manicure versus a salon that will charge you $40 for a manicure? What's the difference? That's all going to be a part of what I'm teaching in these DIY nail coach courses. But you wouldn't know that if you didn't buy it. And so I wanted to make sure that on a professional level, I get all of that information out to you first, so that when you see me promoting this DIY nail coach thing, know that I'm not cutting off the professional. I'm not, giving you all the middle finger and, it's just one piece of the overall kind of strategy I have going on. I've considered developing a product line. I'm tangling with some patent issues for one product. So I'm hoping to get that worked out this year. But to be honest with you, I don't know that it's going to happen. Patent issues are big. And so unless I sell a lot of courses and books and classes and things, I don't know that I'm going to be able to financially bankroll the patent conversation and issue. But I'm going to try. So we'll see. And I thought about, ordering products in bulk and having them private labeled and branded and selling them and all that. And I still might do that. But I think what I'm really just going to do is through the DIY Nail Coach, I'm going to do affiliate marketing. In fact, I will probably do only a couple of companies affiliate marketing. I'll do affiliate marketing with Amazon. I'll be an Amazon associate. So that hopefully after I've taught everybody the difference with these different things, I can steer them to some of the right products. Because as we all know, when I did my fake CND from Wish video way back in the day, just because the product looks the same on the outside or whatever, we know that does not mean it is chemically the same on the inside. So hopefully I can provide some links to people to go who are going to, and let me make this abundantly clear again. Shanna, I'm going to read your comment in just a second. Let me make this abundantly clear. People who are going to go buy it anyway. They're gonna buy it anyway. So, rather than them just going to Amazon and searching for dual nail forms or whatever, I would rather have them be able to click a link inside my course to take them to a product that I know is well made consistently for a good value, and I'm going to get a 10% commission on it, or 5%, or whatever it may be for that particular product. That I have some places to very specifically send them to. So I'm going to do just an affiliate program first. So then next up in line, after the DIY Nail Coach, and it's going to be, when I'm talking about what I have going on, I'm talking about in terms of launch, because everything, of course, once it's launched is going to be ongoing. So when you see the DIY Nail Coach launch, I would appreciate it. If you have any questions or concerns, please send me a message. Please send me an email at universityofnailgirl@gmail.com. Please express whatever your concerns might be to me. I'm not infallible. It's the first time I'm doing this. So any feedback is always good. It would be the biggest honor I could have if it was something that, if you have those clients who only come in once or twice a year, and you want to have all the stuff, but you don't want to deal with teaching it all to them, then sell them the products and refer them to my course. But so please, and because there's people who don't like me, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. If you hear any chatter, like what happens in the nail world, please refer them to this video. Please tell them, if they're talking out their ass, tell them they're talking out their ass and refer them to this video. Or send them to me, or just tell them to shut up or whatever. So the first launch will be the DIY Nail Coach. Now, before I get into the next anything else, I want to get to what Shanna said, which is I'm sick of the people asking for discounted nail services because they don't think that nail service is worth it, right? I mean, at an $11 billion global industry for nail salon services, think about how many nail techs. Well, I'm not even going to talk about the discount salons. I'm not even talking about them. They have a whole different business structure. That's like comparing Saks Fifth Avenue or Harrods or whatever to Walmart. Like they're not even in the same category. So, so think about how many of the nail professionals are not charging what they need to be charging to be profitable from a career standpoint, right? So that $11 billion is actually undervalued, because if all nail people raise their prices by 5%, then that 11 billion would go up by 5%. You know what I mean? In 1 year. And so, yeah. So, Shannon says some of these people expect Cardi B nails for $50, right? But that's because of what they're being exposed to, which exactly makes my point of the whole purpose of the DIY nail coach, is to give people a really good idea of what's actually going on. The big picture stuff that a lot of times you don't know until you're in the industry. During my hiatus from full-time salon work, I worked in a grocery store. And let me tell you, a grocery store is a place we all go to all the time. It's a microcosm of society. And if you think you know anything about grocery stores, if you've never worked in one, I can guarantee you don't. Not about the store, not about the customers, not about the business, not about your neighborhood, nothing. If you have not worked in a grocery store, you don't know. I'm telling you, you don't. Even if you think you do, you don't. I thought nothing could shock me after 25 years in the salon industry. And then I went and worked in a grocery store, and holy shit. But every industry has that. And the nail industry and the beauty industry is no different. It's no different. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to get out there to the general population. So then I have a couple other launches that I got to get out of the way. I have a course on marijuana, on basically Mary Jane for beginners, for people who are trying to dip their toes into the medical or therapeutic world, or who maybe now are retired and they always had to drug test and now they don't have to, so they're going to experiment with some recreational. It's kind of a overview, like Weed for Dummies. As you can tell, I haven't exactly worked out the title yet. But the main focus of the course is the process and teaching people how to make weed sugar. We call it happy sugar in my house. Cannabis infused sugar would be the proper name for it. And so that's just a totally different thing I have going on. And so I got to get that out and launched, and I need to get all of Emmy's stuff up and launched, although I'm going to be able to have some help from Mr. Nails Over Coffee for that. And I have to get my Amusing Michelle podcasts. I'm going to do one of those a week as well. And so I need to get recording on those. That'll be on Spotify. So I got to kind of get that stuff going before I can move into Nail Realm Phase 2, which is the reboot of the University of Nails. Anybody may not have noticed, but for about 5 years, 6 years, I lost my domain. When I let my domain lapse, when I kind of put University of Nails on the back burner, somebody jumped in super quick in Korea or somewhere and grabbed the domain. So I couldn't get it back. So I was going to do, so during that time, I had contemplated doing University of Nails .pro, because then I could grab the name, and it is for professionals. So I was like, yeah, it'll be okay. I'll do universityofnails.pro, which I still might do anyway, just as a secondary domain name. But I was able, about 6 months ago, I've been watching, if you have a domain name that you want, if you go to whois.com, it's WHOIS.com, and type in the domain name. Sometimes it's private and it's hidden and you can't see who has it or anything, but what it does have on there is when their license for that domain expires, and then when it would be released. And so if there's a domain you really want, I would encourage you to go check that out and see when that domain is due for renewal, because you never know, they might not renew it. It might get released and you can snatch it up. Arbitrage, man. But so the University of Nails will be back, and it will be back fairly soon, early on this year. I'm sort of dual filming content for the DIY Nail Coach and University of Nails, because there is some crossover. Some of it I am, I'm filming dual content. But so University of Nails is like a whole, it's going to be a whole different gig. I was just emailing with Kirsten, who does the, well, it used to be the Willamette Valley Nail event. Now it's the Oregon One Nail Expo, for booth and classroom prices for this year's show. So if I can get University of Nails relaunched by the end of February, then I will try to do a booth and some classes at the Oregon One Nail Expo, and have a booth and stuff. So that would be cool, to promote University of Nails. Then it is my goal right now to get to Premiere Orlando. I don't think I'm going to be an exhibitor this year, even if everything launches really great, because that's a really big show. And in all these years, I have not been to it as an attendee. And so I think I would like to go experience it at least once as an attendee before I go getting a booth. Or doing classroom time, because what we know is you can get a booth, you know, then you have to have somebody in the booth while you're doing classes. And when you're doing classes, you're in a classroom, you're not experiencing anything with the show. So I think this year I'll probably just go to Premiere Orlando. And then from there on out, because I really think that the one Nail Expo in Oregon would be the earliest. I mean, the 1st of May, even that's fairly aggressive. So, I think that's the earliest I'd be able to do anything. But if I can make that, then from there on out, I'm going to start looking to all of the different nail tech networking events, and try and jump in there with as many as I can cram in, and let's be honest, afford, you know, to promote. And oh my God, speaking of affording and education, oh, Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa. Lisa says that I can come and hang out with her in her Sojel booth, and in Orlando and Portland. Well, in Portland, I'll be in my own booth. So you'll have to come hang out with me for a while or something, because I'll probably be by myself. So I won't be able to go to your booth, but you will probably have help. So you could come to mine. But I will be by myself probably if it's just me, unless I can wrangle my daughter into helping. But Orlando, yes, I will come hang out in your booth. But oh my God, before I got sidetracked with that, Lisa, you're killing me right now. Yeah, the Nail Tech networking event to the Smokies absolutely will be on my list. I think all the networking events show tickets went on sale today, basically midnight, the first, because I know that the Oregon tickets went on sale today too. I know that I want to do the networking event to the Smokies. I know you did, Lisa. Lisa had a class there too. So I know I want to do the event to the Smokies. I know I want to do the Massachusetts event. I'd love to go out and hang out with Dana Lynn and Darlene and oh my God, just so many people up there. So I would love to go hang out with all of them. And then just kind of go from there. But I know for sure that those are the ones that I want to do. And so that's kind of the order that everything's going in. That's the order that everything's going in. It's going in DIY Nail Coach first. For one, there is a possibility, if it's done right, that it could actually fund all the other things that I want to do this year. Marketing to consumers is, as a broad consumer base, is much cheaper than marketing to a very targeted, smaller segment of people, which nail salon professionals are. So I'm hoping that, so I'm going to launch the DIY Nail Coach. Please have my back on this, you guys. And if you have anything to say to me about it right now, come on. Serve it up. If you're watching it on replay, serve it up. I'll answer you in the comments. If you want to know about it now, ask me now. Because you guys know what you see is what you get, right? So, so I'd appreciate everybody's support for that. And what I'm hoping that that will do is that'll get that information out. It'll be great for everybody, great for consumers, great for nail pros, great for nail product companies, all that. Nail product companies. Make sure I get back to nail product companies after this little recap. Shanna said she did her own nails for years before turned professional. I think that's almost everybody's nail pro story. So I just think that the DIY Nail Coach thing is going to do a lot of good. And I want to make sure that you guys know that it's not a ditch. I'm not at any point ever saying that you don't need to go to a salon or salons are too expensive, so save money at home. That is literally, I can promise you, I give you my promise right now, I can promise you those words will never come out of my mouth to a DIY consumer. I will never say, well, you can just save money and do it on your own at home. Never. Because while it is true, sort of, there's a learning curve to that and a quality issue and all the things. And so, and we all know, right, from buying nail products, how much money do you really save by the time you buy every freaking nail polish that catches your eye, all the glitters, all the things, a new nail lamp, this, that. It's not cheaper. So, I mean, it is you're not locked into it. It's optional spending, but we know how that works, right? Yeah, and that's true. And people don't realize that the products are like investments. And, so anyway, so DIY Nail Coach, then my couple other side projects with Emmy Stuff, which is a website, bigcrazydoglife.com. And it's going to have, she's getting all of her social channels. So she'll have all of her own socials, and she has a website, and that website is also going to have affiliate marketing with Emmy's favorite things, comparing dog big dog specifically related things. Because I bought her a little yellow rain slicker and I had the hardest time finding one in her size. And she's not even that big. She's not like a Great Dane or anything. I mean, she's big, but she's not that big. So I got to do the Emmy thing, but Mr. Nails Over Coffee will be able to help with that a little bit. And then, and I'm basically down to just one more segment of video for my Happy Sugar video and course. And so that and the DIY Nail Coach are probably going to end up launching at about the same time. The DIY Nail Coach maybe days ahead of it, only because I'm just going to do it first and launch it. And then I'm going to get University of Nails out there and going, and the Amusing Michelle podcast. The Amusing Michelle podcast is not that big of a deal because I'm not scripting it. I'm picking a topic, doing a little bit of research if needed, and then I'm just going to roll with it. So the Amusing Michelle, much like I do this. So the Amusing Michelle podcast isn't going to take that much work. So I'm probably going to get that launched maybe even later this week. And I got to get this damn house sold. My salon business is going to move into an RV or something. So it'll be mobile, whatever it is, trailer, RV, I don't know. So that's kind of what I have going on for this first part of this year. If I do a class at the Oregon nail event, I will probably do 2 classes, like 2 half-day classes that are a price for one, a price for the other, or a package price if you do both. First of all, because nobody can do a full day marketing class. Nobody. I have been through college and gotten a marketing degree, and I can tell you that there is no way my ass would be able to sit through 8 hours of essentially business theory. Yeah. I mean, that's why when we have those classes that meet 2.5 hours twice a week, they have to give us a break in the middle because the human brain can only stay on track with that for about 90 minutes. And then people are like way glazed over. So I think the morning class, one of the classes will be salon business and brand building and marketing. Like I'll think of a name for it, and it'll probably be a 4-hour class that we do like an hour and 15 minutes and then take a 15-minute break. And then we do like an hour and 15 minutes and then take a 15-minute break. And then we come back and do, with that, I want to have at the end, after I've given everybody the information and they've taken notes, they've had a chance to think about it. I want to have kind of a group like questions, brainstorming, kind of a cool vibe. Because I really think it's important for us to stop looking at each other as competition because we're not. And so I would like, because I think that would encourage some community help. And the thing that hairstylists and estheticians, not as much massage therapists because they're in spas, but things that cosmetologists and barbers get that we don't is that sense of shared learning and camaraderie. It is not uncommon for us to be solo booth renters, the only nail tech in a salon. And we don't have that type, which is why I think our networking events are so important. And so I'm hoping to do that, some of that with that class. And then the other class, the 4-hour class is going to be increasing your revenue through systems, which, that being said, is a class where I break down like how to properly judge your timing, how to then increase your timing or decrease your timing, I should say, reduce your appointment times, with the goal of being able to get in X number of extra clients per whatever period, and kind of how to go about that. And then it'll have some hands-on work. So for that class, I will have people bring whatever their product is that they use, that they are concerned about the speed of their application. And we will do hands-on work where I can literally live and in person in a way you don't get watching videos on the internet, help someone fine tune what they're doing so that they can get that speed to where it needs to be so they can make a living doing nails. So I think those are the two half-day classes that if I can get classes in this year, that those are the classes I'm going to do. Lisa said that she just had to do an inventory and it's in excess of $70,000, right? That's it. I mean, so people who say that the companies that try and say, save money, do your nails at home, eliminate the expensive salon trips or whatever, they're just talking shit because they want you to spend as much money as you spend in the salon. They just want you to spend it on their product. And it's high time somebody calls that what it is. And that's it. I think that, again, things I can talk about in the DIY nail coach courses, when I have a captive audience of people who have paid money for the content, I can talk about things like the reason why your nail professional charges $15 for 15 minutes worth of nail art, and you should consider that a bargain because I don't touch my shit for less than $60 an hour, is that in order for you to go thumb through Pinterest and pick the thing that tickles your fancy for this appointment, they have to keep all that shit on hand all the time. And so just to be able to have the most basic of nail art options, some stamping plates, some stamping polishes, some glitter, maybe some like, puffy gel or foils, or things like that. Shanna's is 20,000. Shanna, if you've never seen Lisa's collection in her salon, holy shit, so much product. Yes, and to take continuing education classes. So not only the product that they have to have available, but the training it took to learn how to do it. The fact that nobody was paying them when they were watching YouTube videos and trying to figure out how to do something before they did it on a client for the first time. That's all time investment that they have to recoup through the nail art charges. But again, if you've never been in the beauty industry or on the end of having to figure that stuff out for a business, if you've never been a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, those are things you don't really get. And so I'm hoping, again, through this platform, I'll be able to get some of that information out to people. Oh, almost let me forget. Nail products, companies. So in my research for pulling all this nail product data, market data that I had talked about at the beginning of the video, this one report had the list of the top 10 global nail product companies, not brands, companies. And number one is L'Oreal. And number two is, I can't remember, number three was Coty. Anyway, filters on down, right? So, Revlon, because of C&D, stuff like that, right? There's also a thing about top brands too, but I don't remember that one. So here's my gripe to these people, to these companies. You are selling products in one of your divisions to professionals. You have divisions that sell directly to consumers. In most cases, you control the majority of the manufacturing supply chain for your particular product. You are doing all of that. Education for nail professionals who are using your product is an advertising and marketing write-off. You can't tell me that L'Oreal does not have the money to provide proper education for the professionals that are using professional L'Oreal products, because they sure as shit find it for hair color and for hairstylists. So you can't tell me that they can't make that happen. So when we as nail professionals are bitching about not having good quality education, and our education is falling on the shoulders of these small companies and small educators and independent educators, I think it's important that we call out the L'Oreals, the Coty, the, you know what I mean? I know that I'm going to go ahead and state for the record before I get blasted here. Yes, Artistic does for nail professionals. Yes. They were actually on that list too, I think. Coty, through OPI's division, is kind of relaunching over the last couple of years their global education platform. And I know they're working on a lot of things. And the head of global nail education for OPI is one of us. She's somebody who I have known for 100 years. And so I'm hoping that she's going to get some good stuff out there for that particular brand. But, you know, and I think it's great that like CND does a lot of online stuff. It's how I did my shellac certification, but that's because I've already been shellac certified since like shellac certification was a thing. And so I don't have to learn anything. It's just kind of catching up on current trends and current products and how to use them and any changes that might have been made, and then send in my stuff. So, but there is, and online education, of course, is amazingly important because price and taking a day and travel or any of those things is very difficult for a lot of people. And so that's an awesome thing. But those big companies are the companies that have the power to do hands-on training. They have the power to do hands-on training. They have the budgets and the resources to do hands-on training. And they really need to be doing that. And so I'm kind of calling them out on that, because the education should not be left up to the smaller, privately owned, no matter how long they've been established, companies that shouldn't have the education left for them, when amazingly enough, Revlon and L'Oreal figure it out for their hair color. They figure it out for their hair designers. And we all know at these big, huge beauty shows, the vast majority of the booths are spa and hair. You can't tell me that they can't focus some of those resources. So yeah, Shannon says, and yet these companies choose not to invest in us. Absolutely. And so, and they're going to continue to do that at what is no loss to them, because they're going to, in the short term, get to write off the expense for those classes and those demonstrations and those shows. And then in the long term, they're going to build client loyalty. And I think they've been very short-sighted in those endeavors. And he says, if I can spend money to travel all over the country and do online classes, then by God, they can too. Facts. That's what I'm talking about. And so we as professionals, we let this happen over the last like 15 years. We kind of let them just kind of go, oh, well, other people will step in to fill this void and we'll just stand back here and make money. We kind of let them do that. We didn't really hold them accountable to that. And so, so I'm hoping that in my outspokenness, I managed to irritate some companies and some people enough. The salon that I worked at, the salon spa chain here in Washington, Jean Juarez, is owned by an equity company now. And the CEO, well, I'm not sure if he's the CEO anymore. He might just be on the board of directors now. But anyway, he was also on the board for L'Oreal, is also on the board for L'Oreal. And so it's all more tied together than you think. And 6 degrees of separation, like it is possible that I could put this video up on LinkedIn and people on the boards of directors of some of these companies could potentially see it. You know, maybe I'll do a reel. Maybe I'll do a reel. That would be kind of fun. I didn't think about that until right now. Maybe I'll cut out like that little rant there and make a reel and put it on LinkedIn. Oh, that'd be so fun. But that's kind of my whole thing, is that, so I've determined, I'm going to wrap this up here in a second, but I have determined in 2024 is my year to embrace all of the weird, crazy shit that is me and make that a part of what I do, to own it. You know, my podcast is going to be more shock jock style. Expect more of this for the nails over coffee stuff. The passionate part of me that wants to educate. I have all this knowledge that wants to educate consumers and nail techs and apparently people who like weed sugar and all that. If we make a reel that you want to share it, says Kate. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I do that, which I got some other stuff I got to do. See, ADHD. I can't just like jump onto that. That has to wait a minute. But I am at the point now that, yes, some of the things that I say are going to piss some people off. And I'm looking at it a lot like raising prices. When you raise prices, you lose some people, but you make the same amount of money because you have the same number of clients, and then you open up spaces in your schedule for people to pay the higher price, thereby giving yourself a raise. I am going to make some enemies, but guess what? Newsflash, I make enemies anyway. And so this is a whole authenticity thing for me. And so I'm weird and I'm smart and I'm crazy and I'm loud and I know a lot of things. And I'm just going to kind of really embrace that this year. I've spent quite a few years now trying to stuff that down, and that hasn't worked out so well for me. So the what you see is what you get will be kind of the theme of this year, and try to figure out how to make a living doing it. Lisa, you shock jock? No. Laughing my ass off. Right? See, Lisa, many of you don't know this, but Lisa once upon a time was a DJ. Totally calling you out on that. And so Lisa knows herself a little bit about that whole, I did a little dabble in DJing. She actually like was a DJ. Mr. Nails Over Coffee is a retired professional DJ as well. So I know a strangely high number of DJs or former DJs. It's very odd. That should tell me something. But so, yeah. So Lisa knows what she's talking about when she says me, shock jock. No. So yeah, she knows what y'all are in for. And Shanna says edibles are awesome for back issues. Yeah, the reason why I drug my feet the longest on making this video and getting it out there is because the internet is a global place and laws are not. I wanted to make sure that I could do it in such a manner and cover a lot of my ass with the whole, I'm not saying to break the law. I'm saying that the jurisdiction I'm in, this is legal. And so you need to make sure to check the laws in your state. And abide by the laws in your state. So I kind of had to figure out how to make sure to cover my ass legally on that first, which otherwise it probably would have been launched before the DIY Nail Coach. Yes, edibles are awesome for pain issues. I wouldn't know because I've been applying for jobs, which I think I'm going to kind of give up on that here shortly, but I've been applying for jobs. So I need to be able to drug test anytime. So I haven't had any of that in quite some time. Talk about killer, making a big old batch of 15 pounds of happy sugar and not being able to have any of it. Lame. Anyway, I'm a lightweight. So anyway, so that, I took up your time for an hour and 11 minutes, of which the first, like, I don't know, 10 minutes, nobody was in here anyway. And I was screwing up, thinking I could look at stuff on my iPad. So some of those pictures I might post in the comment for this video, the screenshots that I grabbed of some of the marketing data and everything. So yeah, so that's kind of everything that's going on. So know here that in the next probably 2 weeks, you'll hopefully start to see some blogger action on the DIY Nail Coach. I'm going to be promoting it. It already has a Facebook page. I'm going to get a private Facebook group going for it, those kind of things. So you're going to see that over the next couple weeks. And then I'll start doing some like paid promotion probably on Facebook, which, because you're interested in nails, according to Facebook's algorithm, you will inevitably see some ads, some boosted ads for this course. And if you want to share them for people who are just consumers that you have as friends on your social channels, I would be eternally grateful. But if you don't, I get it. That's totally fine. It is what it is. There are some people that I'm going to reach out to pre-launch with the course, just to preview it. So some of those people will have access to it and to do some reviews and stuff for me. So yeah, and then my few other things, and then the University of Nails. So that, my friends, is what is coming up for 2024, because vision. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I got some stuff to do before my Huskies play at 5:45 today. I think the Rose Bowl just started, so I'd like to go watch that while I'm doing some of this other stuff. And I will catch y'all next Monday, hopefully when the Huskies will be playing that night for a national championship. Yeah. I will catch you all later, and I will let you, trust me, if I make a reel, I will definitely share it with y'all. Any questions, concerns, anything, please comment below or send them to me in a private message or shoot me an email at universityofnailgirl@gmail.com. And like, follow, subscribe, share, all the things, all the things. Okay, just do the things, please, please do the things. Oh yeah, Shanna gets a new nail space in June. So I know, I'm very excited for you for that. Although I don't know why you would have a TV in your salon. I've never had a TV in my salon. I mean, I get why some people do. Well, we'll talk about that another day. We will talk about that another day. So, all right. Lisa, Shanna, Kate, anybody who's still around, who, you know, and again, people watching on replay, comment below. I will absolutely see it and respond. Cheers, yo. And here's to 2024. Let's do this. And all my nerdiness.